What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Amazon exclusive Chewbacca and C-3PO. And so here we have C-3PO and Chewbacca posed out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figures, let's actually take a look at what they come with. Starting with C-3PO, he does come with his right and left arm, and they do attach into his body really well. He also does come with wires for his right and left side. We do get his right and left leg as well, and those peg on really nicely. We also do get some coverings that have some wiring on it to simulate his legs are missing. Other than that, C-3PO doesn't come with anything else. I don't know what more you would want to include with 3PO. So moving on to Chewbacca, he does come with two accessories. We do get an E11 Stormtrooper blaster, which does fit in his right hand really nicely. We also do get a net, which is really good. It's a net, so what more do you expect? It has an elastic band that goes over Chewie's neck, and you can stuff 3PO into the net with all his parts in there, and you can put it on Chewie's back. So overall, these two come with the accessories you would expect them to. I would have liked to see Chewbacca come with his bowcaster, but he didn't really use it at this point in the movie, so I can understand why they didn't give it to him. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually move on to their details. We'll first be having a look at C-3PO, and this is probably my favorite rendition of 3PO that we've gotten so far. I really do love the gold that they use on him. It's such a really nice gold, and unlike his appearance in other movies, I think this is probably his best look for him. It's not too shiny, but it's metallic enough that you know it's 3PO. I really do like the little wear and tear that he has on him, because, you know, he was put through a lot in Empire Strikes Back. Really do like the detailing on the back of his head. If you look right here, his eyes do appear to be glowing, and that's one thing I really do like about this figure. That's actually just the paint job. His eyes aren't actually glowing, so Hasbro has done a phenomenal job with his eyes, and that's really, really nice. Again, you see all the nice little details going through it. You can see his neck joint right here, and then these little mechanical tubes going into the neck. Although they are molded onto his chest, in actuality those should be free-floating pieces, but I understand why they didn't include it. On his torso, you can see some more scuff marks that they've painted on. We do have these little 3 dots that he had in the movie. We have his little circular belly right there. Looks really nice. We do have some rivets right here on his side. Going on to the back, we do have his little control module where Chewie was working on, where we turned them off, turned them on. It was really, really funny, I think so. More rivets right here in the side. Really do like these arms. The arms they did a really good job on. Now these are actually the new protocol droid arms, so these actually do have more articulation than the original arms that they gave us. And the paint job is really nice. We do have black palms with some gold accents right there. Wiring on C-3PO is nicely colored. Do apologize for that cough. I'm still just a little bit sick. You can see that the wiring is done fairly cleanly. They could have easily messed that up, and I'm glad they didn't. Going on to his legs, you can see that he has nice armor plating right here. Nice line work going throughout his body, really accurate to the movie. Do love the line work on each of his legs. We do have the silver leg right here. Looks really good. 2 gold feet, as that was the way it was in Empire Strikes Back. So overall, a lot of nice detail on C-3PO. So with 3PO out of the way, let's actually move on to Chewbacca. And so here we have a look at Chewbacca, and I'm just going to say this is probably my favorite Chewbacca figure that I own, of course. I only own the Black Series Force Awakens Chewbacca and this Chewbacca, so between the two, this is my favorite, but that's not without saying that he isn't a bad figure. He has a lot of things going for him, and a lot of things that unfortunately go against him, but we'll go through that in his articulation cast. That's where he mainly suffers. Taking a look at Chewbacca, you can see that they have a really good... They nailed his look right here, and that looks so, so good. I really do like that. It does appear like he's a little bit cross-eyed, but if you pose him just right, the eyes look perfectly fine. Really love the way his nose came out, so this is a really, really nice paintwork here. Really do like the way the browns transition into the grays. That looks really good. You can see he has his bandolier on, which looks really good. I do like the paint job on it. You can see all the nice little silver, I don't know what they are, to be honest. I always imagined that they were like rounds for the bowcaster, but it's never really shown. You can see he has a clasp right here on both sides, and then his pouch, which is actually nicely detailed. Love the detail in the wash, so really do like that. One thing I do find a little jarring about his paint detail, and it's actually pretty accurate to Empire, is just how the grays go into the browns, and sometimes it seems like it's just a sudden change, especially right here on his arm. You just see it suddenly turn to brown, but it looks good as it is, so I can't really fault it too much on that. I really do like the brown that they went with. It's nice that it's light, but it's not too dark, so I do like that. Going on to his legs, we do again have some dark fur, which is really accurate to the way it looks. Going down to his feet, you can see more hair, and as you can imagine, he has a little bit of issues with articulation because of how all his hair hangs down. I do like the fact that it's soft, but at the same time, it does hinder some articulation, which we'll have a look at in just a minute. So what we're going to do now is actually take a little break, get these guys compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Chewbacca and 3PO posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Chewbacca and C-3PO posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Chewie and 3PO posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And so here we have the Empire Strikes Back Chewbacca and C-3PO posed next to the 40th anniversary C-3PO and the Force Awakens Chewbacca. And with the comparisons out of the way, guys, let's actually move on to their articulation, starting with C-3PO. So having a look at C-3PO, we do have a ball joint in the head, which does afford him very little up and down movement. Very slight head tilt, but he does look left and right, no problem. His head is on a hinge, which does work. Now, I do have to point out that when you rotate his head, it is at an offset, so it does rotate at a weird angle. Arms are on hinges. They do go out to about that far. They do a full 360. Now, his little shoulder cuffs do rotate with him, so those do get out of the way, so I do like that. Once again, we get a hinge right here. Swivel up high in the bicep. We do have somewhat of a hinge at his elbow. It does go to 90 degrees and 45 degrees. That's about it. There's no more movement, but 3PO really doesn't move all too well. We do have a swivel and hinge in the wrist, and that works no problem. We do have a really nice ball joint right here in his torso. It goes back, goes forward, goes to the side, goes to the other side, and some slight rotation works fine. Legs do kick forward to about there, kick back about that far, swivel up high in the thigh, go out only about that far. Again, 3PO is not the most athletic character, so I can let it slide, but thigh swivel, we do have a single bend in the knee going to about that far. Pretty accurate for 3PO, so I'm not arguing about it. Hinge in the ankle goes back and forward. And then we have forward-facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, really do like the updated articulation on C-3PO. So let's actually get him off to the side and have a look at Chewbacca's articulation. With 3PO's articulation out of the way, let's actually have a look at Chewbacca now. As you would expect, we don't get too much movement in his head. We do get some left and right movement, but that's about it. We do get some slight up and down movement, but it's not the greatest. We get some head tilt. But because of all this fur sculpt, we really don't get too much movement. And the bandolier really doesn't connect anywhere. It just sort of hangs there. Maybe if they had glued the bandolier down so they got out of the way, but I don't know. There's so many ways they could have fixed that bandolier issue. Arms have no problem going out to the side, as you can see. They do a full 360. They swivel at the elbow and as well as hinge, and you can see it doesn't get a full 90 degrees, but we get decent articulation. He does swivel and hinge at the wrist, no issue there. We do have a torso joint which does lean to the side very well. He does go forward, better than the original Chewie sculpt, going back only to about that far, as well as rotates right there. We don't have rotation down here anymore, so I'm kind of glad that they did get that out of the way. His legs do kick forward to about there, kick back. He has a lot of range for Chewbacca, and going out, Chewie's not going to be doing any karate kicks anytime soon. Oh, they do have, it is kind of, there's a spot sculpted on for his bandolier, so why does it keep falling off? I don't know, I'll figure it out later. We do have thigh swivel up high. We have a single bend in the knee as well as rotation at his knee. And again, it is a little bit hindered by the sculpt and just how big his thigh is. Ankle hinge is almost non-existent because of how his feet are sculpted, but we do get some slight rocker ankle. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually go on to my final thoughts and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Chewbacca and 3PO pose for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do like the way this set came out. Now, if you don't have a Chewbacca or a C-3PO, I can see this set being very enticing for people. However, I think if you still have 3PO and Chewie, you're going to want to pick this set up. This is probably the best Chewbacca that Hasbro has given us in the Black Series, and I do like it. He just needs a bowcaster and he'll be the perfect Chewbacca. As far as 3PO here goes, it's a really good color, and I love this color scheme on C-3PO. Even though it's not the best C-3PO figure we've gotten, because he does have a couple of scratches and scrapes from the paint apps, but I think it's still a really nice representation of C-3PO. If you can get this set, I highly recommend it if you're a fan of Star Wars, or you're a fan of the best Star Wars movie ever, which is Empire Strikes Back. If you are looking for this set, it is an Amazon exclusive, so if you're going to pick this set up, you do have to get it on Amazon. At the time I'm making this video, it is still available. Now, originally it is priced at $50, which is a really big price to pay. I was lucky enough to get it on sale for $40 off Amazon, which is still a pretty big price, but seeing as how you're rounded to $20 each, I think the $40 is more than acceptable. If you can find the set at a reasonable price, I really do recommend you pick it up. Like I said, if you're a fan of Star Wars, need a Chewbacca and 3PO in your collection, this is the way to go. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Star Wars Black Series videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos. And as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video, and make sure you hit the notifications for all. That way you never miss a beat. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.